So I thought today for my first video, I could just review some of the books that I've read this year. Not this year, but like the past few years. It's not all of them, obviously, but I have a pretty good stack right here. I'm so sorry about this setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like dive right in. So the first book I want to review, it's super popular. So this is Verity by Colleen Hoover, and I thought it was kind of corny, honestly. I heard that Colleen Hoover is more of a young adult kind of author, so that could probably explain the corniness. I don't think this was young adult because it got really graphic. I don't know if her other books are like that. I tried to read one of her other ones. I don't remember which one it was, but I literally could not. There were like grammatical errors, and just the writing overall was very, very poor, I thought. But honestly, I liked this book just because it was a page turner and it was pretty easy to read. If you like chapters that kind of leave you hanging and leave you wanting more, I definitely think this is it. I feel like it had kind of a rough start, but I feel like the more you go on, you're just like, what the hell? I liked it because it was just very graphic and a little bit scary in a way. It's been a while since I read it, but it's a little eerie. But if you are considering reading it, I would say just go for it because it's pretty short and easy. Easy to read. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm so sorry. But you can pause it and read it if you would like. It's basically about this lady that goes and writes for this other lady at her house. And because the original author, the lady that she's writing for, is mute or something, it's been so long, but it's really good and eerie and mysterious. So yes, good book, pretty good. Now I'm going to need you to please forgive how disgusting this book is. I spilled, I think, like coffee on it, all over it, and it's gross, and I'm so sorry. But this book I actually really enjoyed. There's a book that's very similar to it called The Housemaid, and it kind of pissed me off because I read this book and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then I saw all these like really good reviews about this new book called The Housemaid by Frida something, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta try it. And it was just like this book. So, and this book was way better. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of really bad takes in this video. I feel like you guys are going to be pissed at me. But I enjoyed this book a lot. I know there was a big plot twist at the end, so if you guys are a plot twist kind of people, this is definitely it. And here's the disgusting backside if you want to read it. I think this book came used, so it was already pretty dingy, and I just put the final nail in the coffin. So yeah, it's a lot of suspense, kind of I guess you could say like a psychological thriller. And if you like just desserts for characters, this is for you. Okay, you guys are going to be like, what the hell? Why did you read this? You by Caroline Kepnes. I really enjoyed this book. I liked it a lot better than the show, actually. I didn't really like the show, believe it or not, but I thought it would be interesting to like take a gander and read this. And you know this book is like old whenever it says now Lifetime series, because we all know it went from Lifetime to Netflix. So I thought this book was really good, and it was told in the point point of view of Joe the stalker. And so, or not the I don't know, does that spoil it? I mean, yeah, no, I don't think it does, as Joe invisibly and obsessively takes control out of Beck's life. Yeah, it doesn't spoil anything. I thought it was really good. And if you liked the show, this book has way more details in the show. The thing I can remember most about this book is she would always bring up that one Pitch Perfect. She always brought it up somehow. That's super specific. You guys are like, what are you talking about? But if you read it, you'll know what I'm talking about. She makes Beck love Pitch Perfect, and it's always brought up. I really enjoyed it. So there you go. Okay, this next book is Stephen King's 11/22/63, and I enjoyed it. It was very big. I read a book in between reading this. Whenever I read Stephen King books, I prefer his short story collections. That is my jam. I love his short story collections, and this book it's very big. I think it's the biggest book I've ever read. I think it's like 1,000 something, but it's interesting. I feel like if you really appreciate history, this book is for you. And it's kind of interesting to see kind of what it was like for the author to time travel. It's about time traveling. So, I enjoyed it. I think Stephen King is a great author. I think he's a great writer. But yeah, here is the summary for it. I'm so sorry I'm not reading these, guys. I'm just lazy. I have no excuse. I am just a lazy person. But yes, it's interesting. I definitely think if you're not a fan of history, don't read this, because it is a big commitment. And I mean, like, even in this Toronto Star review, it's a sprawling historical odyssey. So that's the perfect description of it, a sprawling historical odyssey. Emphasis on odyssey, because it is very long, and it's definitely a journey. This book is The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave, and I really enjoyed it. As you can see, coincidentally, I'm always picking books that are from Reese's Book Club, and I don't do it on purpose. I think I just have the same book taste as a middle-aged woman. So yes, this is The Last Thing He Told Me. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an easy read. Whenever I read things, I read them because they're easy reads. I love like mysteries. I love things that kind of keep me on my toes and keep me guessing. And I feel like this was more like a kind of a feel-good book, but it was also definitely kept me guessing. As you can tell, my books are definitely put through the ringer. Yeah. But I can't remember how this book ended. I can't remember much about many of these books because a lot of them I read a while ago. But I remember I did enjoy it. I wish I could like pull up my Goodreads right now and tell you exactly how I felt about each one. Okay, this one you guys are probably going to despise me for. I absolutely hated this book. I hated it. I did not like it at all. It's definitely kind of sci-fi in a way. I thought I would enjoy it. I thought it was just a little bit too corny. I'm not super into romance, and I felt like this was more romantic. I didn't like it at all. And a lot of these books I get from my Facebook book club, because literally I am 80 years old, and everybody was hyping this book up so much. Everybody, like, it didn't matter what kind of books you normally read, everybody was into this. I hated it. I thought it was just boring. I thought it was so poorly written, corny. I didn't like it at all. At all. But there's a summary, and it may be different for you. As you can tell, I'm very opinionated about it. But I am a glass half empty kind of person, so you may love it. I think I just see the negative in things. So, I used to have a little sticker right here. I got it 20% off at Target. I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. It was interesting, that's for sure. I liked the concept of it. And that's about all I can say about it. I liked the concept, and it could be kind of eerie at times, a little bit creepy. But it did feel kind of droning. And I've noticed for a lot of the books that I read, it's kind of black or white for me. Either the books are droning or I get through it in one night. There's book clubs. I thought something that was very fun about this book was in the very back it has little like graphics and stuff that the women in the book club made. Well, the fictional characters would have made, whatever, you know what I mean? Okay, I wasn't a huge fan of it. It was okay. It's by Lisa Jewell. It's another mystery, suspense, full kind of book, thriller, whatever. And I thought it could be kind of creepy, but towards the end, I was just like, just please, let's get this over with. Please, God. I hate it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. The one thing I remember about this book is I loved the main character. I thought she was just like really well written and kind of lovable in a way. Yeah. So the main character not being Ellie Mack, but I think maybe her mother. Yeah, I think it was her mother. It's in the point of view of her mother, and I really liked her as a character. So there you go. It's interesting. I mean, yeah, it's an interesting book. Is it as good as it's been hyped up to be? I would say not. No. Okay, you guys are going to hate me for this. I think you guys are going to absolutely be so pissed. I hated this book. I hated it. I think it's because, as you can tell, my go-to books are thrillers, suspense, mysteries, and this is none of those things. I saw it on TikTok and I thought, wow, it's being so hyped up on here that I need to read it. No, fucking no. Here is the summary. I thought it was horrible, but I can understand the appeal. I'm just a terrible person and very specific, not specific, but like picky with my books. I did not like it at all. I guess I'm just not like a fantasy kind of person. I didn't think it was sexy at all. I was just kind of like, God, just let this be over, please. Maybe I just don't have like a vivid enough imagination to be reading fantasies. And to me, an elf prince is not very attractive. I don't know why. So you might not be able to tell what this is, but this is Where the Crawdads Sing. And I did not like the movie, but I loved the book. I thought that Kaya was a very sensitive, sweet character. I know there's been some trouble with the author. I don't know exactly what it was. I think they're saying she might have murdered somebody. I didn't really look into it that much, but I thought, I read this book over, I want to say like in January, and it was my favorite book. I thought Kaya was just the sweetest, like most sensitive character. She was so in tune with her surroundings, and I feel like emphasized romance more as the way she grows, but I feel like in the book it's more about nature, the beauty of nature, the way she interacts with nature as her home. And I feel like it just didn't show in the movie. I felt like the movie was low budget, and here I am reviewing the movie and saying bad things about the movie. But the book was amazing. It was so beautifully written, and I always think an amazing main character is the selling point for me. If I have to read through a character that I don't like's eyes, I'm not gonna like the book. But I loved this book. I thought it was very sweet, and I loved the setting, and yeah, so I recommend. So those are all the books that I have for you for this video. Obviously, I have way more. I have four of the shelves full of books, and more on my phone, and more audiobooks and all of that. One author, before I wrap this video up, I have to say one author that I really, really recommend is Alex. I know I'm going to say this last name wrong. It's probably neither. Either Michaelides or Michaelides. It's a Greek last name. He wrote The Maidens, and he wrote The Silent Patient. And The Silent Patient is one of my all-time favorite books, and I love The Maidens. And I think he's a really great author. I can't wait to see what he writes in the future if he does. So I 100% recommend that. But that's pretty much all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. And I hope to see